So now we have our dough. This is the dough that has been in the refrigerator chilling overnight, and it's doubled in size. I'm flouring the surface now, and this just will allow so that the dough doesn't stick to the silicone mat. Also flouring the rolling pin as well. Now I'm going to take the dough out of the bowl, and you'll see that this is a very sticky dough. It has doubled in size, and I'm going to make sure that I get all that excess dough out of the bowl. Now I'm going to add a little bit more flour to my hands and also the top surface so that the dough, it just helps it to work better when it has flour on it as well. This dough does yield 12 dinner rolls. I'm going to divide this in half for the cinnamon rolls that we're going to be making. It's going to yield about 18 cinnamon rolls when you're making these. Now I'm prepared to actually roll the dough out. And I'm going to roll this into a rectangular shape. And this will take a little bit of time to roll it out. I'm going to continue. So now you'll see that I have my dough completely rolled out. I have the strawberry preserves that I'm adding to the dough. And I want to make sure that the strawberry preserves, we'll want to make sure that it's a thin layer. Not too close to the edges, because when we roll this up after we have added the sugar, we don't want it to ooze out too much. So just a very thin layer of the preserves is what we're adding. And you can see that the preserve does have strawberries in it as well. Adding just a little bit more preserves. Very thin layer. And only probably about an inch from the outside of the dough all the way around. So now that we have all the preserves on top of the dough, now I'm adding the cinnamon sugar. Now this is a cinnamon sugar that you can buy this already mixed together, and that's what I decided to do on this because it's very thin. And it's just cinnamon sugar that we're going to spread over the entire surface. And now I'm adding the chopped fresh strawberries. Now after you chop the strawberries, I like to pat them dry just a little bit, just in case there's a little bit of moisture in the strawberries. And you'll see that they're diced very small. But we're going to add a generous amount of strawberries to the entire surface of the dough. You want to taste strawberries in every bite. And you'll see it's lots of strawberries. So now we've added the strawberries, and now it's time to roll our dough. And you'll see, so we start with a very small layer. You've got that one edge that has no preserves on it, and we're going to continue rolling until we get to the very end. And you'll repeat this all the way to the end of the cinnamon rolls. Now as you're rolling, you'll see that some of the strawberries you'll tuck in just to make sure that the strawberries stay in. And you'll see how I come to the end. And now what I like to do is to simply take the silicone mat and flip over. And I'm going to make sure that everything is completely tucked in. Removing any excess flour from the surface. And now it's time to cut. Now, one thing I like about the silicone mat is that it does have the measurements at the end, so it allows you to see what your size is as you're cutting the cinnamon rolls. So you'll see how I'm measuring this, and these are in terms of size, they're about 2 inches. Now I'm placing these side up into a this is my buttered glass Pyrex pan. Now these are going to double in size, and we're going to allow these to rise. They've got a second rising for the next process. And now this is the second batch of cinnamon rolls that you'll see me cut. This is the second batch. And I'm making sure as I'm going along that each one is the same size. It just helps